Well, like you said, Steve, old Steve Bartlett from the Diary of a CEO, every video is data. And I just made a video because of you, and I yapped for 15 minutes, and the mic did not work for some reason. But the data, or what you took away from that is check your audio, because you're going to waste your time. You are going to waste your time. It's not going to be good. But that's okay, because I'm going to just say what I said in hopefully not 15 minutes. Thank you, Steve. Well, we'll lead with the negativity, just like the rest of the internet. We'll lead with the negativity. Fuck you, Steve. You want to know why? Because I'm over here trying to live my seemingly boring and below average lifestyle. And then you're just over here, all up in my algorithm, telling me how I need to make a video 90 days and how I need to start now, because the future is having an audience, having trust, being able to build value for that audience, and also brands around what that audience wants. And that is the way that you build your moat. And quite frankly, dude, I wasn't feeling good today. I wasn't having a good time. And quite literally, I wasn't trying to hear that shit. But here I am, against my will, making the first video of 90 consecutive videos in a row. So thanks for that, brother. But I would say jokes aside, but not jokes. Some of that was actually, I felt that way. But that's okay. That's the beauty of being a human in the world in 2025 in America, that we have the luxury to at least pretend we're going to accomplish our goals, our dreams, reach our ambitions. And it doesn't have to do with your mood. It doesn't even matter about your energy. All that matters is that you get up and you do the thing. Now, remember, I didn't say you get up and think about doing the thing. At no point during that process did I say you need to get up and talk about doing the thing. Oh, no. You don't think about doing the thing. You don't talk about doing the thing. You don't plan for doing the thing. You don't plan to talk about thinking about doing the thing. You don't think about planning to talk about doing the thing. You do the thing. I'd like to act like that was a original thought, but no, that was from Chris Williamson from, I believe, the Chris Williamson podcast. Maybe I'm wrong. But, yeah, fundamentally, emotions don't matter. I mean, the reality is like, to every single person and every single thing on the planet, the way that you feel does not matter. And I'm not one of these high-achieving, high-mindset, grind-set individuals when I say this. But it is true, is every second that you're sitting stagnant and you're not looking at your 80-20, so you're focusing on the 20% of the behaviors that will get you 80% of the results, you have people out there who are doing exactly that, who are getting miles, laps, kilometers, light years ahead of you for every second that you're not working on that MIT, so that most important task, and your 20 that gets you the 80. Now, at this point, I sound like a just regurgitation of the current state of the internet and what you hear on shorts all the time. And that's okay, because that's all I have to work with. All I have to work with is theory, and I'm going to take the theory, craft it, build it, turn it into my own unique results by my own creative and different take on how to accomplish those goals with the same information that you guys have and the information that I have from my life experience, to be able to take someone who is seemingly average to below average at times, and then there's only two metrics I can think of in my life to where I would be seemingly above average, and figuring out a way to claw out of this grind set, annoying lifestyle where I have to not only give up on my time, but my experiences, my health, my relationships for what seems like something that really provides no value to the world and I'm not that passionate about. Now, a little bit about me for those of you who are watching this video and plan to watch more is that I am not one of those people who subscribes or even really likes the idea of most people thinking that they're going to find something in their life that they can make money off of that they're passionate about. Most of us are not that lucky. We're not born 10 out of 10s who can sing, who just have natural gifts. Most of us are just average. That's what average is what most of us are. And the problem with that whole idea is if you aren't a 10 out of 10 and you aren't a rock star and you don't have the crazy body and everybody wants to be with you, then you're stuck with the same passion that they have, but you can do that passion, but you're not going to make money. Now, money, I can speak a little bit on this as someone who, for the past couple of years of my life, has made six figures doing this seemingly unsexy career that we call trucking, and then my specific niche is fuel hauling. I have been making six figures, and there was times to where I felt seemingly successful because success is not, well, I mean, I wouldn't say success. I would say financial success is not all about what you make, but it's about what you spend at the same time. So my money coming in was much higher than my money going out. So I was basically able to do whatever the hell I wanted, as long as it wasn't like private jets. And so not whatever the hell I wanted, but I was able to be a diet big baller, let's put it that way. And I wasn't really that happy. And I thought about that. I'm like, oh, I know a lot of that came down to the job I was doing and what I had to do to get there, but it's like the things I was buying, the places I was putting my money wasn't really bringing me any real fulfillment. And I was like, this is interesting because it's like, you know, I'm making over that $70,000 a year that they were talking about. You don't get any happier after that. And then I started to do some real introspective work on myself and looking at, okay, what brings me that fulfillment? What gets me out of bed in the morning? What gets me excited? And I think I'm blessed, and maybe a lot of people are this way, but with the idea that when I have conversations with people and they come back to me later and say, hey, the way that you had said that really changed my life. And I have a couple friends who remind me all the time that, just through reframing of thoughts, the reorganization of what matters to you, money dialing or, what money dialing are things similar to that. So basically ruthlessly spending on the things that you do care about and mercilessly saving on the things that you do not care about, you can actually live a pretty decent lifestyle. And you can apply this stuff to, your finances, your mindset, your whole reality. And I have been given the gift to where I'm pretty self-aware. Now, anybody who's known me in the past would be like, ha! Ha! They would not describe me as self-aware. But, a lot of things can change in your 20s, right? So, my whole goal is screw you, Steve, but also thank you. For the next 90 days, I'm going to try to post a video. I'm going to record. I'm going to upload. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to look at the data. The first thing I learned, the first piece of data or actionable step I can take away is, rather than spending 15 minutes, already another 9 minutes here, just jabbering at a camera, make sure that you check your sound. Make sure that you are following that routine to make sure you're at least not wasting your time. That's the first thing I learned. And then as I go, we're going to learn what the best times to post are, when, how to post, who I'm posting for, what I'm going to talk about when I'm posting, what I can do better, whether or not it's eye contact, slowing down the way that I speak, or how I speak, or what I say when I speak. Just taking that Mr. Beast approach to just like scrutinizing everything. Okay? So that's my goal. The value I will provide is being a person who is seemingly, really average most of the time, sometimes below average, barely ever, but it does happen to where there's other metrics that I am above average that I'll stand on. And figuring out a way to where I can either buy time freedom while being financially free and location free, or at least be financially free, location free, and then spend all my waking hours doing what it is that motivates me and makes me happy and provides value to the people around me that I care about, and even people that I don't care about, because I don't have to care about someone to have compassion. We're all on this big rock rotating in the middle of space, and we all have our own mission. And I know sometimes it can feel like we're on this big rock and we're just fucking and we're paying bills without the fucking. So for a good portion of us. But yeah, thank you for everyone who watched. I know that it probably feels gross to basically start asking on a first video or a few videos in for people to like and subscribe, but if you are interested in the idea of watching me go from this spot as a fuel hauler, as someone who doesn't have any real accomplishments, I was a C student in high school, my genetics aren't that great, my family none of it has been ideal, but it hasn't been unideal enough for me to be able to activate in the way for those people who had their back against the wall. I would say at least for the last 5 to 10 years, because of the route that I took and the actions that I have acted with, I put myself to be pretty comfortable, and I could probably do exactly what I'm doing for the rest of my life and that be okay, which makes it really hard to stay motivated. But thank you for watching. If you want to see more content like this, make sure that you do subscribe so that I'll show up on your feed. Also, at any given time, if you want to take my fragile ego and my fragile ego and self-esteem and destroy it, go ahead and tell me how much I suck and all the different ways in which that I suck in the comments. I would look forward to that. And go ahead and just expect me to be on your page every day for the next 90 days, God willing, to put me on your algorithm. Thank you. Peace.